Namaste beta. Today's topic is quantum numbers. When I say quantum numbers, the quantum numbers are actually going to give us an idea about the address of an electron. In an atom, electron is located in a shell or subshell or something else. So we must know that where the electron is and how to locate the electron in an atom. And that information can be known by using quantum numbers. There are 4 quantum numbers in total. 4 quantum numbers are there, and these quantum numbers are 4 quantum numbers. One is N, second is L, third is M, and the fourth quantum number is S. So we have 4 quantum numbers N, L, M, S, where N is called principal quantum number. N is principal quantum number. L is angular quantum number, angular or azimuthal quantum number. M is called magnetic quantum number, magnetic quantum number, and S is about spin quantum number. So these are the 4 quantum numbers. Out of these 4, N, L and M, these are the 3 from Schrödinger wave equation. It is from Schrödinger wave equation, a very important equation of your quantum mechanics, a branch of physics that is quantum mechanics. A very important equation is there, Schrödinger wave equation. From this Schrödinger wave equation, we have 3 quantum numbers taken, N, L and M. Spin quantum number is not from Schrödinger wave equation. That is another important point. Now one by one we can understand these quantum numbers and we can locate the electron in an atom. This N is going to give us an idea about shell. This L is going to give us idea about subshell, and this is going to give us an idea about orbital and then spin of electron. Now one by one we must be clear about each quantum number in detail so that we can understand the location of electron in an atom. Out of 4, first of all, I'll start with the first quantum number, that is principal quantum number, and one must be very much clear about this quantum number, which is closely resembling with our Bohr's atomic model. Principal quantum number, when I talk about this quantum number, it is having a symbol of N. First point, value of N can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. It cannot be, N cannot be 0 or fractional. N is going to tell us about number of shell in which electron is located. It is going to tell us about the number of shell in which the electron is present. Then N can tell us about energy of shell. Formula is minus 13.6 into Z square upon N square electron volt per atom. It means if you have the value of N, you can understand energy of electron. You can know about the radius of shell. Radius is 0.59, 0.059 and so on. Or we can say, we can write the formula even. So we can write it as minus, it is N square H square upon, we can write it as 4 pi square M e raised to power 2 Z. This formula is going to give us the value of 0.53 into N square upon Z in Armstrong. We can write it in Armstrong. It means radius can be calculated. Even energy can be converted into joule per atom, 2.18 10 raised to power minus 18 Z square upon N square. It is in joule per atom. This quantum number is also going to tell us about velocity of electron, which is 2.18 10 raised to power 6 Z by N meter per second. It means only the value of n. If you know the value of n, आप ये समझ पाओगे कि shell कौन सा है. You can understand energy of shell, you can calculate radius of shell, you can understand velocity of electron. All these can be known by using principal quantum number. And one very important part, when n is known to you, you must be in a position to understand number of subshell. Number of subshells in a shell is always equal to n. Then if you want to calculate number of orbitals यानी subshells, it will be n square, and number of electrons in a subshell in a shell, we can say that it is going to be 2n square. Now let's understand this concept first. But n is going to give us information about shell. It means in an atom, when we think about shell means, let us suppose we can think like a floor. When we talk about a floor, on that floor of an atom we have some rooms, and that room is named as subshell. Let us suppose I reach at shell number 4, fourth floor. How many rooms will be there? So there will be 4 rooms available. If I go at the shell number, you are going at some floor, second floor. How many rooms will be there? There will be 2 rooms. 5th floor, 5 rooms. It means subshells are the rooms. In all these rooms there are some arrangements, or we are having some orbitals. Every room is having, let us suppose, a bed. Every room is having some beds over there, and number of orbitals means we can say that these are beds in that room. If we are having orbitals number, it is going to be n square. Let us suppose first floor, how many shells? First shell. Subshells 1. Orbital 1 square is again 1, and electrons are 2 into 1 square. Again it is 2 electrons only. Let's move on to the second floor. Second floor पे आपके पास कितने रूम होंगे? 2 rooms. अब कितने बेड होंगे? 2 square. That means 4 beds. Each bed is going to have 2 electrons. 2 to 4 to 6 to 8. If I reach at third floor, it means third shell. How many rooms will be there? There will be 3 rooms. 3 rooms. How many beds will be there? 3 square. That means 9 beds will be there. 9 beds. 9 beds, it means how many electrons will be there? 18 electrons will be there. It means number of subshells are equal to n. Number of orbitals is going to be n square. Number of electrons are going to be 2n square. That is about principal quantum number. Important quantum number tells about shell, energy, size, velocity, electrons, subshells and orbitals. And one orbital, each orbital can have only 2 electrons. That's why number of electrons are 2n square. The principal quantum number, that is the first quantum number, and we must know that all these formulas are from Bohr's atomic model. These formulas are from Bohr's atomic model, and these are resembling with the formulas from Schrödinger wave equation. It means answer from Bohr's model and Schrödinger wave equation are going to be in agreement with each other. That's why we can say this quantum number is accepted as such. After this we move on to the next quantum number, that is called angular quantum number. So let's move on to angular quantum number. Angular quantum number, that is L, also named as azimuthal quantum number. L, angular or azimuthal or subsidiary quantum number. This quantum number, this is going to tell us about subshells. यानी आप इससे भी कोई इंफॉर्मेशन लेते हो तो वो सबशेल के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन होगा. वैल्यू ऑफ L, it is equal to 0 to n minus 1. Value of L is 0 to n minus 1. It means if n is 1, L will become 0. If n is 2, L will become 0 and 1. If n is 3, L is going to be 0, 1, 2. N is 4, L will be 0, 1, 2, 3. N 5, now you can easily understand, you will start from 0 and you are going till n minus 1. It means in first floor, when we move on to the first floor, there will be one room and that room is numbered as 0. Shell, 0 subshell means there is a subshell present but it is numbered as 0. Second floor, there are 2 rooms. These 2 rooms are numbered as 0 room and 1 room. Third floor, 0 room, first room, second room. Fourth floor, 0 room, first room, second room, third room. Now we can say that first shell, how many subshells? 1. What is the number of that subshell? 0. Now 0 is named as L0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are called S, P, D, F, G, H and so on. S is from the letter S sharp, P from the term principal, D is from diffused, F is from fundamental, and then we have alphabetical after F, G, H, I. These are going to be the alphabetical selected numbers, and then alphabets. L, that is angular quantum number. It means 1, N, L0, that means S room. N2, L0 and 1, S room, P room. It is S, P, D. S, P, D, F. S, P, D, F and G. That means अगर आप किसी फ्लोर पे चले गए और आपने वहां पे जो रूम्स है उनको अल्फाबेटिकली नेमिंग देनी है, तो यू विल नेम एज 0 room is called S room, 1 is always named as P room, SPD, SPDF, SPDFG. This is how we name and the numbers are given to the subshells. After this, we are having naming of subshell. Whenever we want to name a subshell, it will be like N1, L0. So we will name it as 1S. It is 1S subshell. If it is N2, L0, second floor 0 room, 2S. If N is 3, L is 0, 3S. N4, L0, 4S. In the same manner, if N is 2, L is 1, it will become 2P. N3, L1, 3P. N4, L1, 4P. N5, L1, 5P room. Subshells are named like this. Now let us suppose N3, L2, it will become 3D. N4, L2, it will be 4D. Now if I write N5, L3, 3 is for SPDF. So we will write 5F. N6, L3, 6F. I'll repeat 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is S, P, D, F, G. These are numbers and alphabets selected for a subshell. After this, now we are having shape of a subshell. When I say shape of subshell, angular momentum of subshell. Angular momentum of a subshell is h upon 2 pi L into L plus 1 under the root. This is the formula of angular momentum of a subshell. When I talk about shape of a subshell, so we can say S is always spherical. P, it is going to be dumbbell. D, it is double dumbbell. complicated. G, still more complicated. The shapes are spherical, dumbbell, double dumbbell, then complicated shapes. Formula of angular momentum is given h upon 2 pi L into L plus 1 under the root. If value of L is known, we can calculate angular momentum. Other than this, we can have a term like penetration. Penetration means close to the nucleus. When I say close to the nucleus, so S is always more close than P, then D, then F if N is same. For the same value of N, if value of N is same, S is always more penetrated than P, then D, then F. It means S is close to the nucleus, then P, then D, then F. The subshells are not at the same level, they are at different levels of energy. This is about penetration. After penetration, we can understand that when S is more penetrated, it means it is close to the nucleus. And when I say it is close to the nucleus, I must say that it has energy, which is inversely proportional to stability always. So S is more stable. This is stability. Then P, then D, then F. So what is the energy order? It will be S is having low energy, then P, then D, then F. The energy and stability can be compared. So we can compare energy of electron in a subshell. We can compare stability of electron in a subshell. It means electron is more stable in 4s as compared to 4p, then 4d, then 4f. And electron is having least energy in 4s, then 4p, then 4d, then 4f. This is how we understand your angular quantum number, a very important quantum number represented by L, value of L 0 to n minus 1, S, P, D, F, all these are derived from this quantum number. Let us suppose I write 4s. How much information I can derive from it? N, L, shape. Then I can understand the value of angular momentum and number of electrons, and even I can get number of orbitals. It means number of electrons and orbitals can also be known just by knowing the value of L. यानी अगर आपको L समझ आ गया तो आप ये सारी values निकाल सकते हो. Let's do it. 4s, L is 4. For S, L is 0. Shape of S is spherical. Angular momentum is h upon 2 pi. 0 into 0 plus 1. It's going to be 0. Number of orbitals. It is always going to be 2l plus 1. It means 2 into 0 plus 1. There is only one orbital. That means in 4s room there is only one band. Number of electrons. 2 times number of orbitals. Formula will become 4l plus 2. Or we can say it is going to be 2 electrons in 4s. Let us suppose I write 5p. Can you guess? If it is 5p, n is 5. For p, L is 1. For p, the shape is dumbbell. It is dumbbell shape, and we can draw this shape as dumbbell can be drawn as. This is the drawing. As it is orbital picture, orbital is going to be 3-dimensional, and we have dumbbell shape. Angular momentum is h upon 2 pi and 1 into 1 plus 1 under the root. It will come out to be root 2 h upon 2 pi. You can simplify it by multiplying root 2, you can solve it. And the number of orbitals are going to be 3. Electrons are going to be 6. One more practice we can do. If I write 3d, can you write all these values? For 3d, what is going to be value of n? 3. What is L? 2. Shape, double, dumbbell. Angular momentum, what is the value? H upon 2 pi, 2 into 2 plus 1, root 6 h upon 2 pi. Number of orbitals are 5. 2 2s are 4 plus 1, 5. And electrons are going to be 10. This is all about your angular quantum number. A quantum number which is going to tell about the rooms, how many beds are there, how many electrons can be there in a room. It means S room is always going to be a small room with 1 bed, 2 electrons. P room is always going to be a bigger bed, bigger room with 3 beds, 6 electrons. D room is going to have 5 orientations, 10 electrons, or we can say 5 orbitals and 10 electrons. Now we move on to the next part, that is your magnetic quantum number. This quantum number is named as magnetic quantum number because its origin is from the thought process, the explanation, calculation that electronic magnetic field is going to interact with Earth's magnetic field. That means we can say that Earth का जो magnetic field है पूरा magnetic system that is going to interact with a tiny magnet of electron. Electron is also having a rotational, revolutionary motion. Whenever electron is moving, it means a charged particle is moving. And movement of a charged particle is leading to some magnetic field around it. That magnetic field and Earth's magnetic field, when these two fields are having some interactive levels or interactions over there, they are definitely going to get some orientations. So magnetic quantum number, when I say magnetic quantum number, this quantum number is going to tell us about number of orientations, symbol M or ML. Any symbol you can select, ML or M. This quantum number tell us about number of orientations or orbitals in a subshell. So this quantum number is going to tell us about orientations, number of orientations or orbitals in a subshell. When I say number of orientation or orbitals, understanding part, we have understood as floor, room, beds. Now it is shell, subshell, orbitals. Electron actual में orbital में stay कर रहा है. Electron is going to be 90 to 95% in orbital. So we can say orbital क्या है? It is a three-dimensional space around the nucleus where 90 to 95% probability of getting electron is there. तो आपके पास ऑर्बिटल वो रीजन है जहां पे एक्चुअल में 90 to 95% टाइम्स आपको इलेक्ट्रॉन के होने का पता लगता है. यानी ऑर्बिटल इज एक्चुअली अ थ्री डायमेंशनल रीजन अराउंड द न्यूक्लियस ऑन विच वी कैन से दैट इन दैट रीजन वी कैन आइडेंटिफाई द लोकेशन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन. इट इज द 90 to 95% address of an electron where we can get electron. Now, value of M is going to depend on L. It is minus L to 0 to plus L. It means we have to write a number line from minus L to plus L, and that is going to give us magnetic quantum number. For example, if L is 0, so M is going to be 0. When there is only one number, that means one orientation, or we can say one orbital, which is numbered as 0. तो आपके पास एक ओरिएंटेशन है जिसको आपने क्या नंबर दे दिया? 0 bed. Now in that one orientation, maximum number of electrons can be 2 electrons. So maximum 2 electrons can be there in L0, that is S subshell. If it is L1, M will be minus 1, 0, plus 1. There are 3 orientations. When I say there are 3 orientations in that subshell, it means we must understand as there are 3 orbitals in that subshell and maximum 6 electrons can be there. Now these 3 orientations are px, or py. This can be written as pz, and this can be written as py or px. L1 means p subshell. It means p subshell is again of three orientations type: px, py, pz. Px, py, pz, as dumbbell is there, so we can see that dumbbells are going to be in three different directions. Px means dumbbell is along x-axis. In x-axis we are having dumbbell, that is px. If it is along y-axis, so this we can say it is y-axis, and another is one dumbbell that is along z-axis. The dumbbells are 3 in number, that is going to be x, y, z axis. We can say this is px, this is going to be pz, and this is py. So there are 3 orientations, 3 directions, 3 orbitals in p subshell. These 3 orbitals, all the 3 are of dumbbell shape. And each orbital can have how many electrons? 2 in this, to 4, to 6. Total 6 electrons can be there. 3 boxes are drawn. As we can't draw these pictures again and again, we just show pictorially as 3 boxes. One is px, py, pz. We can say this is px, let's suppose, pz, py. These are the names of 3 orientations. Magnetic quantum number, p subshell. Next we move on to d subshell. When I talk about d subshell is going to have L is equal to 2. If L is equal to 2, M is going to be -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. There are 5 orientations. Now we can see that there are 5 orientations and maximum 10 electrons can be accommodated. The maximum 10 electrons, 5 orientations are there. But when I say 5 orientations, all these are going to be double dumbbell. Shape we have done in which quantum number? Angular quantum number. In angular quantum number, shape is done and shape is found to be double dumbbell. Now these are 5 double dumbbell orbitals, orientations, each orientation with 2 electrons, that's why maximum 10 electrons. Now we can name and we can draw the shapes of these d subshells, and these d subshells are going to be like dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square, and dz square. When I say dxy, it means a double dumbbell in between the axes, and these two axes are x and y axis. When we have a double dumbbell in between x and y axis, that is called dxy. If I say yz, this will become dyz. dyz is again a double dumbbell, and this double dumbbell is again in between the axis. This is dyz. xz, it is a double dumbbell in between the axis, and when I say double dumbbell in between the axis, this is going to be dxy. Then you have x and y axis. लेकिन अगर आपने डबल डम्बल ऐसे एक्सिस के along ड्रॉ कर दिया, if you draw this along the axis, this is now dx square minus y square, dx square minus y square, and one dz square, it is drawn like it is dumbbell along z axis, and then you have a ring of electron cloud which is going to be on xy plane. It means a dumbbell like this, and then electron ring is there in 3-dimensionally xy plane, that is dz square. This dz square is having electron ring or cloud in xy plane, that is dz square. So these are the 5 d subshells. These d subshells are the orientations. We can say 5 orientations in a d subshell. Now we can number -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. 0 is always dz square. -2 is dxy or dx square minus y square. This is dxz or dyz. Again this is dyz or dxz. This is going to be dx square minus y square or dxy. तो बेटा ये 5 ओरिएंटेशंस है, इन 5 ओरिएंटेशंस का हमने क्या रख लिया है, नाम फिक्स कर दिया है। -2 को आप दोनों में से कुछ भी कह सकते हो, लेकिन 0 को आप हमेशा dz स्क्वायर कहते हो। So this is about 5 orientations possible in D subshell. Now you can imagine it. L3, M will be -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. L4, M will be -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. And 4. 7 orientations. And here we have 9 orientations. It means every subshell is going to give us some orientations, or we can imagine them as number of beds. Each bed is going to have 2 electrons that can be explained by the quantum number that is called magnetic quantum number. Although this quantum number is not going to explain any magnetic property of an atom, but its origin is from the magnetic field interaction. That's why it is named as magnetic quantum number. After magnetic quantum number, the last quantum number is going to be there, and that quantum number is called your spin quantum number. So now we move on to the next quantum number that is called spin quantum number. Fourth quantum number, it is very important, and the last one, spin quantum number. Symbol is S. Not from Schrödinger wave equation. And electron is going to have a revolutionary movement, or we can say revolutions around the nucleus, and it is also having a rotation around its own axis. When electron is having its rotational movement, so this rotation can be clockwise or it can be anti-clockwise. When I say it is anti-clockwise rotation, so anti-clockwise, and here it is clockwise. Rotation. Anti-clockwise rotation, if I write it as plus half, so this can be written as minus half. So spin quantum number, these are the two quantum mechanical spin states given values as plus half and minus half. Or if I write it as minus half, so this will become plus half. We can represent it as upward arrow or downward arrow, downward or upward. It's your wish, whatever you want to do. You can give spin quantum number a value plus half or minus half to the clockwise or anti-clockwise or clockwise rotation. The spin quantum number, only 2 values are there. We can say S is having only 2 values, plus minus half. So in an orientation, spin quantum number can be plus half or minus half, and this can be understood as when electron is having a rotational movement like this, clockwise or anti-clockwise, whatever the type of movement it is going for the rotation, according to that rotational movement we have right hand thumb rule, and there is again a magnetic field is developed around the electron. If one electron is having upward magnetic moment, other must have the downward magnetic moment, only then they can stay together on the same orientation level. Otherwise there will be repulsive interactions, atom will become unstable, electron will become unstable. Thus we can say that spin quantum number in an orientation can have only 2 spins, one has plus half, the other is minus half. That is called our spin quantum number, and magnetic properties of an element can be explained by spin quantum number. Magnetic properties can be explained by spin quantum number. So we can say that if total spin is 0, that means diamagnetic. What is diamagnetic? So we can say substances those are weakly repelled by the magnet or are not having any attractive interactions with the magnet. No strong repulsions, no strong attractions. Only weak repulsions are there, that is diamagnetic. not affected by magnet. If total spin is not equal to 0, is not 0 we can say, that means paramagnetic. Paramagnetic means weakly attracted by the magnet or are going to be affected by the magnetic fields. For example, when I say iron is paramagnetic, zinc is diamagnetic. So iron is paramagnetic, zinc is diamagnetic. This we can say just on the basis of total spin value. Whenever total spin of all the orbitals or orientations, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक स्पिन्स का टोटल जो भी आप निकालोगे, अगर वो आपके पास 0 आ जाता है, जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स डाले, टोटल स्पिन एस टोटल क्या आ जाएगा मेरे पास 0, प्लस हाफ माइनस हाफ इज 0. अगर हम एक इलेक्ट्रॉन डाल दें तो क्या आएगा, टोटल स्पिन इज ईदर प्लस हाफ और माइनस हाफ, यानी 0 नहीं आ रहा. तो ये क्या बन जाएगा, पैरामैग्नेटिक. दिस वी कैन से it is going to be paramagnetic and this is going to be diamagnetic. So in this way total spin can indicate the value to be paramagnetic or diamagnetic. Thus we can say that magnetic properties can be explained by spin quantum number, while magnetic quantum number is not going to explain magnetic properties. So these are the 4 quantum numbers. Now we can just sum up all these quantum numbers together. There are 4 quantum numbers. Those are going to tell us about electronic position. N, let us suppose 1, L0, M0. The spin is going to be plus minus half. That means on first floor, 0 room, 0 bed, 2 electrons, one with plus half spin, another is minus half, clockwise, anti-clockwise. It is 1s. If I say n is equal to 2, L is going to be 1, M can be minus 1, 0, plus 1. Spin can be plus half, minus half for each orientation. क्योंकि आपके पास 3 orientations हैं, तो आप यही कहोगे ना कि तीनों के लिए प्लस माइनस हाफ होगा. तो आपके पास मैक्सिमम कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हो गए, 6 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, एंड दिस इज नाउ 2p. आप जरा ध्यान से देखो, इफ आई राइट 2pz, n is 2, L is going to be 1. Now M is minus 1, 0, plus 1. लेकिन जब मैंने लिख दिया PZ, इसका मतलब आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट ओनली M0. मैं कह रही हूँ कि सेकेंड फ्लोर पे फर्स्ट रूम और आपने 0 बेड पे ही जाना है. अब 0 बेड पे कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हो सकते हैं, 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स प्लस माइनस हाफ. नाउ दिस इज एन एड्रेस ऑफ 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. इफ आई राइट 3dz square, n will become 3, L will become 2, M minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. But I am talking about dz square. It means only 0 should be considered, other bits should not be considered. Other orbitals should be rejected now. Now these are rejected, this is considered orbital. How many spin values are there? 2. So we are talking about 2 electrons only. So in case of this information, so this information is about 2 electrons, about 2 electrons. If I write 3dz square के बजाय, if I write 4dx square minus y square, n is 4, L is 2. Now m is going to be, value of m, x square minus y square can be minus 2 or plus 2, दोनों में से कोई एक. और स्पिन अगर बेटा मैं एक लिख दूं ओनली प्लस हाफ, नाउ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट ओनली 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन एंड दिस इज द एग्जैक्ट एड्रेस ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन. इट मीन्स इफ आई वांट टू रीच एट अ पर्टिकुलर इलेक्ट्रॉन, आई मस्ट नो दैट विच फ्लोर, विच सबशेल, विच orientation and what is the spin. Only then we can reach exactly at a single electron in an atom. We can locate that electron in an atom. So that's all about your 4 quantum numbers. We have done 4 quantum numbers, N, L, M and S. This information is about a subshell, and this subshell is having only one orientation. This information is about a subshell having 3 orientations. This information is about one orientation itself. Again one orientation, one orientation. And if in an orientation spin is also mentioned, it means we reach at a single electron, address is completed. Now we can just sum up N, L, M, S. Spin, orientations, right? Subshells and shells. Shell, subshells, orientations or orbitals, also named as, sometimes named as subshells. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0 to n minus 1, minus n to 0, 2 plus n, and plus minus half. Explain spin of electron around its own axis. There is a significance. And magnetic properties can be explained. Magnetic properties can be explained by this quantum number. Number of orientations. This quantum number can explain number of orientations. This is going to tell us about number. I can say number, full I can write number, shape of subshell. Idea about shape of a subshell, whether spherical, dumbbell or double dumbbell, is by angular quantum number. One important formula we have done, h upon 2 pi L into L plus 1 under the root, angular momentum. It is going to tell about principal quantum number, tells about shell, energy, size of shell, explained by. Now, if n is given from n square and 2n square, two important formulas. If L is given 2L plus 1 and 4L plus 2, important formulas. This is number of orbitals in a shell, and this is number of electrons in a shell. Here we have again number of orbitals in a subshell, and this is going to be number of electrons in a subshell. These are the four formulas we must remember, very important, and we must remember these formulas. Angular momentum in this case, MVR, is taken as NH upon 2 pi. It means angular momentum of a shell according to Bohr's model, but angular momentum of a subshell is according to this quantum number L. And this is all about the basic thing you must know about quantum numbers before you understand the electronic configuration of an element. Thus, you must remember what is the principal quantum number, angular, magnetic and spin quantum number, how we can use these quantum numbers, we can understand these quantum numbers, and these quantum numbers are important to understand electronic configuration of an element. That we'll do in the next coming video. That's all for today's session. Thank you, Vita. Thanks for the class.